I'll talk you through what persistent debt is, the best routes out, and what to do if you've received a letter from your lender. Persistent debt occurs when the amount that you pay in interest, fees and charges is more than the amount that you've paid back on your borrowed money in the last 18 months. This can happen if you only pay the minimum payment or a little more. Now, don't worry if you've received a letter from your lender. It doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. So since September 2018, the Financial Conduct Authority, that's the FCA, has required lenders to contact customers who are in persistent debt. This rule initially only applied to credit cards, but now it applies to store cards and catalogues too. You'll receive at least 3 letters from your lender if you're in persistent debt. After 18 months, you'll receive your first letter, which will explain that increasing your payments will mean that you pay less back overall. It'll suggest that you contact your lender to talk about increasing your payments. It'll also warn you that if you stay in persistent debt, that your account could be suspended and your credit rating could be affected. If you stay in persistent debt, you'll receive another letter around 9 months after the first one. This will again ask you to increase your payments and warn you about what can happen if you don't. After another 9 months, your lender will write to you again, trying to contact you to discuss your options and help find a way of paying back the debt more quickly. It's essential to take action and work with your lender to find a solution. Ignoring the issue will only make it worse, so remember, you're not alone and there is help available to you. Dealing with persistent debt, it can be challenging and stressful, but there are steps that you can take to manage and eventually overcome it. Here are some suggestions on how to get out of persistent debt. Start by creating a budget to help you understand your income, expenses, and debt payments. This will help you identify areas where you can cut back on spending and free up more money to pay down your debts. Make a list of all your debts and prioritise them by interest rate, with the highest interest rate debts at the top. This will help you focus on paying off the debts that are costing you more in interest charges. Contact your creditors and explain your situation. They may be willing to work with you to set up a payment plan, reduce your interest rate, or even settle the debt for a lower amount. Consider the debt consolidation if you have multiple debts with high interest rates. Consolidating them into one loan with a lower interest rate can make it easier to manage your payments and save you money in interest charges. Remember, getting out of persistent debt takes time and effort, but with a plan and persistence, you can overcome it and get your financial freedom. If you can afford all of your payments, try and pay as much as you can on top of your normal payments. You could also think about whether there might be other ways of paying the debt back more cheaply. For example, like moving the balance to a lower rate or interest-free credit card. If you can't afford all of your payments, you may be able to agree to smaller payments with your lender. Or, in some cases, you may be able to have some or all of the debt written off. If you've been in persistent debt for at least 36 months, your lender will try to contact you to agree on a way of clearing the debt. They should offer you ways of repaying the debt more quickly. And if they do suspend your account, it should only be for a good reason. If you're struggling to manage your debt on your own, and then you may want some guidance on how to manage your debts and create a plan to get out of your debt, you could consider Debt Solutions. Now, what they do is some of them lower your monthly repayments and others can even write off some of your debt. It all depends on what you qualify for. Have a look into them carefully to see which fits your unique situation best. Now, I've linked a form on my new website. It's just under this video and it's got a few multiple choice questions like how much debt do you owe and how many people do you owe? And then at the end of that form, it'll connect you to a company that I've partnered with to provide you with all the information that you need about debt solutions that are available. So click the link just below this video, go and check it out and let me know how you get on.